Hey guys, Sean here. I'm doing tonight actually, because it's like 12:30 a.m. here. So tonight I'm gonna do a review of the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Um, I normally I don't do movies that premiere in theaters and whatnot, because I usually don't see them enough to let it sink in and whatnot. I usually review movies I've seen like a bajillion times and I know exactly what I'm gonna say. But I think for this one, I'm going to do something different and review a movie that's probably still in theaters or maybe on its way to the DVD. I don't know yet, but yeah, I'm going to review Guardians of the Galaxy. I just want to say that this is by far my second favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, behind the Avengers. So you got the Avengers, Guardians, and then Captain America: Winter Soldier is my third favorite. And I think Iron Man 3 is like my fourth favorite. So yeah. Sorry, I had a burp. Still I'm burping. But yeah, I love this movie. Hell, I love it so much. I even have this. The soundtrack. Guardians of the Galaxy original movie soundtrack. Awesome Mix Volume 1. Which is pretty much the cassette tape, the mixtape that Peter Quill has in the movie. It's all the same tracks. See? Not really sure I'm trying to really see that, but yeah, it has pretty much every song that's in the movie, plus the song that was in the trailer. That was in the second trailer. But you're not hearing about the soundtrack, you hear about the movie. So basically this movie is basically the only movie that goes into outer space for of these Marvel movies. Basically the movie starts, it's like a tone shock. It's like a tonal shock to you. I was sitting in the theater for this opening where it takes place in 1986. Peter Quill's mother's dying of cancer, and I was sitting there thinking, did I just walk into the wrong movie? I'm like, is this freaking Guardians of the Galaxy? I had to walk out of my, I guess they call it auditorium or whatever. I had to walk out of the auditorium, or whatever you call it, look up on the door where it shows the theater number, and then check my ticket to make sure it corresponded with the number on top. And I was apparently in the right theater, but yeah, from what I heard of the early reviews, I was expecting the movie to be a fucking comedy, and it opens with this death. It opens with a death scene. This is the first Marvel movie I've seen to do that, to open with a death scene. Normally, the death scenes come in the middle of the movie, not opening it. But yeah, this movie basically opens with the death of his mother. She gives him a present, and she asks him to hold her hand, but he doesn't. He's too afraid. Afraid of losing his mother. So, and she eventually passes away, but not before saying that Peter's gonna stay with his grandfather. So eventually, then she does pass away, and he's just so upset about the death that he runs out of the hospital, and then he, I guess, trips and falls or something, and he's abducted by aliens. And then we finally get the Marvel like 5-10 minutes in, which I think this is like the second movie that I've seen to not begin with the Marvel logo of the MCU movies. The other one was Iron Man 3, so that opened with a little narration, then the Marvel logo. So yeah, 26 years later, we see a fully grown Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt, and he's, I would say walking, but he's not walking. He's dancing through, I guess, what people call, like, catacombs or whatever. So yeah, he's just dancing around, happy-joy, happy-go-lucky, whatnot, listening to the cassette that his mother gave him when he was young. Not the one she gave him on his deathbed, though. That one he still has not unwrapped yet after 26 years. Which I was kind of wondering why when they got to that part later in the movie. But yeah, he's listening to essentially this, and it's the song that is track 8 on this, "Come and Get Your Love." So yeah, I was laughing hilariously at that scene. Anyway, he walks into this, I guess, temple or whatever. He turns off his tape player, puts headphones on. He walks up to this podium, grabs an orb, gets arrested for taking it, yada yada. And we soon meet these other, prisoners, I guess. Named a green-skinned alien named Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana. You got Rocket Raccoon, played by Bradley Cooper, who, surprisingly, for a large chunk of this movie, does not sound like Bradley Cooper. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, okay, there's no way this is Bradley Cooper. It doesn't even sound like him. But no, it is him. I had to literally look up online to make sure it was Bradley Cooper. And it is, shockingly. Even during the credits, it said Bradley Cooper. But yeah, and then you got Drax the Destroyer, played by former WWE superstar Dave Bautista, who I think was freaking funny in this movie. And then you got a talking tree named Groot, played by Fast and Furious' own Vin Diesel. And he only has 3 words in this entire movie. I am Groot. And I actually like Chris Pratt's line where he says, "What is wrong with Giving Tree here?" And then Rocket says, "Ain't no talking good like me and you." His vocabulary is limited to I, am, and Groot, exclusively in that order. And that's actually kind of fun. And throughout this movie, I got like kind of a Han and Chewie vibe from Rocket and Groot, because Rocket is the only one who understands what Groot says. And that's basically how it was in Star Wars, where Han was pretty much the only one who understood what Chewie said. So I kind of got a Han and Chewie vibe from them, from those 2 characters in the movie. The villain of this movie is Ronan the Accuser, played by Lee Pace, and you can definitely tell it's him by the voice. He may not look like Lee Pace, but you can definitely tell it's him. And Thanos does make an appearance, played by Josh Brolin, a completely unrecognized Josh Brolin, shockingly. Another shock of mine that I had to look up to make sure it was him. So yeah, it is him. It is Josh Brolin from Men in Black 3, Jonah Hex, Gangster Squad, a bunch of other films I can't even think of. But yeah, basically, everyone in this movie, the 5 prisoners break out of prison. They meet up with the Collector, played by Benicio del Toro, who tells them that this orb that Quill stole, or was trying to steal, is a Infinity Stone, which is what the Tesseract from Avengers and the Ether from Thor: The Dark World are as well. That they are 3 of 6 Infinity Stones that, if put together, could basically cause a lot of destruction. Basically. And if you've read the comics, that's what Thanos is after. He's after these Infinity Stones, so he can cause destruction, obviously. So basically, Ronan wants this orb to basically destroy Xandar, because apparently there's supposed to be this kind of treaty, but he doesn't want this treaty, so he's trying to destroy Xandar for some reason. So yeah, and our 5 heroes have to group together and stop him from doing this. This movie's really good. I can't really say much more about the plot. Because I've only seen this movie once in the theater, and it's a really freaking good movie. I love it. I really love this movie. Like I said, second favorite of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. My 2 favorite characters are Rocket, obviously, and Drax. Just because His character is so funny. What Rocket says in the movie is that his race does not understand, that Drax's race does not understand metaphors and whatnot. He says it goes way over his head. And Batista has this line in the movie as Drax says, "Nothing goes over my head. Nothing goes over my head. My instincts are too quick. I would catch it, or my reactions are too quick. I would catch it, or something like that." And the way he says it's freaking funny. The scene during the breakout where I think Drax does, where Drax hands Rocket a gun, like in the trailer. It's the scene in the trailer where he goes, "Oh, yeah." Even in the theater, I was saying that along with him. I was so enjoying this movie. The only things I can say negatively about it is really that opening scene. It was like, it just did not fit the rest of the tone. The rest of the movie, it didn't. The tone of that scene did not fit with the tone of the rest of the film. And then, I wish Thanos had been in this movie a lot more. Because he has maybe 2-3 scenes in this whole film. So I wish he was in this more. So other than those two problems, this movie is freaking amazing. So I'd say see this movie if you guys haven't. You really don't need to see the other, 9 movies to see this one, because this one pretty much does stand alone from the rest of the films. The only really connections are Thanos and the Tesseract and Ether make, I guess, brief cameos, I guess you say. The post-credit scene in this movie is really nothing important. It's not. It doesn't lead into another movie. It doesn't do like what Captain America: The First Avenger did. It doesn't have a trailer for Avengers: Age of Ultron, which I was kind of hoping it would. But it doesn't. I was kind of hoping it would because this is essentially the last film in Phase 2 before Avengers. So I was kind of assuming there would be a trailer for it, but there's not. It's just fucking Howard the Duck making a cameo. Because apparently Howard the Duck was a Marvel property. God, I hope they don't put Marvel or Howard the Duck in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. I loved this movie. Second best in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Only had 2 complaints with this movie. The really dark opening and lack of Thanos. But other than that, this movie was freaking awesome. I want to see it again. I want to get it on DVD when it comes out. Yeah, I can't really say much more because I want to see this movie once in theaters. But yeah, this movie's freaking amazing. If I could, I would go see it again. So yeah, that's it.